This video contains disturbing and violent content. Viewer discretion advised.
I've put some hard work and energy in making 3 really spectacular cities for everyone to see. They take appearances from several media and some from real life locations. These cities were created in Autodesk 3ds Max and I've worked on them for over 4 years now. Just so you know, I also graduated with a BA Honours degree in computer and video game animation. So in this video you will see my best work in action as we take a look at the top 3 cities that I made. Watershine City.
As it is, Watershine is a massive, half-submerged city that was ordered and built by the P.S.I of Litex. Litex's art style themes can also be seen in Watershine. The overexposed white is in stark contrast with hyper blue. This theme is mainly seen throughout the city.
The governments of Watershine are the Vaystar. While protecting the citizens of the city, the government also fears for the ocean and its creatures too. The city itself has some fantastic views from above and below the surface. It is believed the city runs off of hydro and solar power.
Because of the huge size of the city, glass walkways and forest elevators provide quick and simple transports from one side of the city to the other. It is believed that a strict policy of wearing blue, white, or teal colors is reminded to all the citizens. Not just any citizen can live in Watershine. Citizens must have a clean record and must work for a Watershine company.
Watershine also holds unique artifacts and models in glass cabinets. Sometimes even sea creatures are stored in them. As well as the colors of the city, Watershine also has 2 distinct architectural styles. One of them is a modern, minimalistic style that is seen in Litex, while the other is a Victorian, often clean fantasy style to it, giving the impression of a dreamlike appearance.
Vaystar police patrol certain offices and interiors and are often employed to guard the city against threats. They are usually seen to act rather aggressively towards its citizens and companies. The actual names of the locations and companies found in Watershine are actually based on aquatic names or water creatures.
Due to news coverages, it is seen that Watershine shares its resources with that of Litex City. It is also believed that Watershine is closely monitored and protected by the Personal Security Intel and the Uber Corp.
Watershine takes its appearance and inspiration from BioShock, yet Watershine is a much cleaner and friendlier environment than what is seen in BioShock.
Litex City.
The city is a large, clean metropolis. The majority of colors in the city are primary and secondary colors: red, yellow, blue, green, white, orange, and purple, though each specific color is usually related to an organization or business.
Heyo, good morning, Litex. It's now 5 after the hour of 6 a.m. in the big clean city. Temperatures are balmy 65 degrees, which is good news, and it looks like it's going to be a perfect day. Aside from the road constructions that are still a problem down in Newtown and Reflecting Gardens, so you might want to avoid that on the way to work. More of the news as it develops. I'm Jimmy Starnett on Bright FM.
Your source for the daily media.
Litex is a city where life is comfortable and crime is almost non-existent, but the city's state of bliss is the achievement of a domineering totalitarian regime and martial law, which monitors all communication, controls the media, and has policies which include the outright illegalization of smoking, alcoholic drinking, and gum.
Location of the city has not yet been defined. It appears to span multiple peninsulas of a coastal region and has visual similarities to Singapore, Hong Kong, Chicago, Tokyo, and Vancouver. The appearance of Japanese, Chinese, and English text around the city infers a multicultural population is present.
The geometry of Litex is a skyscraper island bustling with commerce and business. The concrete and steel canyons of the city rise to extreme heights. Other prominent skyscrapers include the TriStar Security Tower, the Emerald Prism Tower, and the Pure Financial Tower.
Parts of the city resemble a stripped-down city square of Chicago, while other parts resemble the Chinese and Japanese districts found today. There are many locations in Litex, ranging from the Glass Yard, Shine Glass Plaza, Reflecting Gardens, Blue Light Way, Clear Docks, and even Newtown.
The city has become a gleaming and sanitary modernist paradise. All the buildings are angular, glossy, and shock white. Primary colors saturate every interior. The clutter and filth that often characterizes cities are nowhere to be found. Everything functions smoothly, noise pollution is kept to a minimum, even people seem to be scarce.
There are over 15 organizations found in the city. The two most dominant and well recognized are the P.S.I, which stands for the Personal Security Intel, and the Uber Corps. The P.S.I is a multinational enterprise which invests in security, monitoring, research, and city redevelopment, but is also shown to have a much darker and more sinister side than what is seen in the public eye. The Uber Corps, or UC for short, is a private security, police, and military corporation that uses advanced military and police training in order to combat threats and dangers, and are known to respond to crime like an iron fist.
The two tallest buildings found in the city are the P.S.I Legion Tower and Uber Corp Domination Tower, both containing more than 166 floors, and with a staggering height. One might say these buildings represent the panoptical presence of being everywhere at once, hinted by them being the central hub of collected information across the city.
The Legion Tower has over 166 floors and is the tallest building in the city, almost sharing height similarities with the Dominance Tower. In comparison to surrounding buildings, the Legion Tower appears to stand between 170 and 220 stories tall. The building was constructed in 2016 by architect Dean Simmons. It contains both commercial and residential dwellings and an observation deck. The Legion Tower holds most of the offices for the government and research. Also, no photography or video equipment is permitted within floors 100 and 120. The Dominance Tower is the headquarters from which the Uber Corps monitor and protect the city. It is located near the financial district and resembles a massive, dark metallic skyscraper. It's the second tallest building in Litex and is heavily patrolled with many sections filled with garages and helipads to allow for deployment of land and airborne Uber Corps units. No photography or video equipment is allowed at all inside the building, unless by Uber Corps staff.
Each member of the UC organization is single-mindedly dedicated to its goal and fully believes it justifies the means, no matter how distasteful they are. As such, UC soldiers will execute murderers without hesitation, use weaponry in urban environments, and deploy heavy armor and gunships in crowded areas just to eliminate criminal threats.
Civilian vehicles of Litex are devoid of normal license plates and feature a large barcode instead of a letter and number combination. P.S.I and Uber Corps vehicles feature no form of identification visible and instead have a plate with their logo and full name. Although the P.S.I fight alongside with the Uber Corps, they seem to have a very little knowledge of who the Uber Corps personnel are. Besides the fact that they were ordered by their superiors to obey orders from the Uber Corps, many P.S.I units have no knowledge of the different UC ranks or engagement protocols that they follow.
Litex takes its inspiration from Mirror's Edge, Evangelon, Ghost in the Shell, Akira, Air Flux, and certain Asian and Western cities.
Darkvale City.
The city is a rundown and haunted place, and is in a lockdown state, which has serious street gang problems, unexplained creature attacks, corrupt police, heavy levels of crime, and possibly a high poverty rate. Areas in Darkvale have been abandoned and thugs and drug addicts have moved in. This has caused police to just simply allow them to roam in those areas and barricade it off from the rest of the city.
Usually twice a week, a major downpour comes, and the city gets heavy snowfall in the winter. Darkvale City has a surreal, decaying feel with dilapidated areas, while abandoned construction zones, mountain ranges, and flat farmland make up the landscape around the city.
Contrastingly, Darkvale boasts a large number of business parks and high-rise office buildings, not the least of which is Drumorca Technology Corporation's financial tower, which appears to dominate the city's skyline.
The city itself is full of drug addicts, vagrants, rapists, lunatics, gang members, psychotic individuals. They often start riots and crimes found throughout the city, even fighting amongst themselves or against the Darkvale officers trying to patrol paths. Many bestiality creatures have been spotted in the city. Among them include the four-legged flesh hounds, giant spiders, trash worms, and other unexplained creatures of the night.
Since the outbreak at the Dremacor Research Center, the city has been a cooking ground for paranormal occurrences and apparitions. It's also noted that any aircraft passing over the city is destroyed by an unknown force, which is something beyond the government's control.
Having become a watering hole for the criminal element, the city evolved into a gritty metropolis of scum and villainy, complete with the corrupt police and multiple types of organized crime. Drugs run rampant in the city, with most of the project homes full of speedballers and addicts.
Burnside District is a tangle of high-rise apartments and shabby back alleys. However, due to recent disappearances and unexplained phenomena, the area has been largely abandoned. Burnside District is also recognized as a dangerous and unsafe area of the city because of the unexplained phenomena that lingers at Darkwood Apartments.
Ashdown Street and Grinder Alley are located in the west of the city and just minutes away from the Vexter Airport. Due to the unexplained airline disasters that happen near the airport, the area of Ashdown is deemed unsafe and extremely hazardous.
Matressa Street is an infected, quarantined area of the city where unusual thugs and denizens hide. It is rumored these streets were the first infected areas of the city and have been gradually growing in sizes. Matressa Street became home to the hopeless and crazy. Crime runs rampant, and inhabitants apparently evolved their own independent society with almost no legal contact with the outside world. Matressa Street is also home to the now quarantined Monstro Hotel. The mutated, often diseased parasites that roam this area are often seen in conflict with other hostiles in the local vicinity.
References are made to Darkvale, as some car models are seen in Litex, suggesting that Darkvale City exists within the same area as Litex. An underground news segment from Litex describes Darkvale City as being nearby to Litex City.
The locations within the Stenville district are the Tyco Industry, Siemens Goods Factory, and the Wayward Industrial Compound. It is mostly abandoned due to residents being unable to stay in the area for a long time without experiencing nausea and headaches. The few remaining residents are evacuated by the Darkvale Police Department.
There are buildings known to be haunting the city, with such places being the Darkwood Apartments, Oakside Manor, and St. John's Secondary School. The Vexter Airport has been shut down due to mysterious airline disasters, and all flights in and out of the city have been postponed until further notice.
Darkvale also has unexplained cases of supernatural occurrences, such as possessed electronic equipment and poltergeists.
It is unknown how big of a city Darkvale actually is. This is due to the fact that several parts of Darkvale have been seen to be overrun with creatures or the criminally insane, whereas other areas seem to be intact and unaffected, and contain civilians and life. Darkvale City may take its inspiration from Detroit, London, New York, Basin City, Metro City, Carcer City, Arkham City, and Fairport.
Residents, find safety indoors immediately. Do not remain on the streets. I repeat, return to your homes and lock the doors.
Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. There'll be more on these cities soon, such as the top 10 Easter eggs in my cities, the top 30 Litex Ubercore units, top 15 Litex organizations, the top 20 Darkvale creatures, and the top 15 scariest places in Darkvale.